Seems like there's at least one industry not affected by the coronavirus, the music industry. Grammy Award-winning artist formerly known as Childish Gambino just dropped a surprise album.
Donald Glover features 12 songs, including a few previously recorded tracks. Ariana Grande, 21 Savage, and how do you say that, Justin? S-Z-A. Za?
Yeah, let's go with that.
SZA.
You don't know?
SZA.
I'm not cool
SZA.
enough to know how to say that. They are featured on this new album. It is currently available on DonaldGloverPresents.com.
I was going to ask him who Childish
SZA.
Gambino is, but
SZA.
you know who
SZA.
Childish Gambino is? Okay, at least you've heard of him.
All right, let's head over to Market Square and SA Live.
Yes, well, we are going green and celebrating St. Patrick's Day today. And you know what? If you are home with the kids, we have some family fun activities for you to do.
Yes, these are things that you may have lying around the house. For example, I made this little fairy garden. You can add some glitter for the leprechaun to find, and then maybe make it a little magical with a unicorn. Just one of many ideas that we're going to share with you today with items that hopefully you have lying around the house. And speaking of items that you have around the house, we also have a traditional Irish recipe that we are going to make with you, and this is called boxty, right?
Yes, yes. Okay, this is a traditional Irish recipe, and you know what? The ingredients, as Jen mentioned, you probably already have around the house. It's real easy to make, and you know what? This is a great thing to do with the kids or your family and learn a little bit about the Irish culture.
Yeah, teach them a lesson today.
Okay, and we're getting jiggy with it. That's right. Oh yes, with Irish dancing. The Innisfree School of Irish Dancing is showing off some traditional dance steps, and you know what? We may learn a few moves, and you'll get to see what happens with that.
Again, maybe you can follow along at home and you can teach your little ones how to do this. This is a good educational time right now. But we want to know, why don't you share what you're doing to celebrate St. Patty's Day, and maybe share, tag us so we can see. Maybe I can get some ideas from you.
All right, all that and more when SA Live continues.
The coronavirus pandemic has caused many Americans to work from home, and for those who don't work remotely, the change can be difficult.
So make sure you're maintaining regular work hours and follow a normal morning routine. It's also important to set up your makeshift office in a place where you don't lounge.
Working at a table or counter will help you focus on more than your couch. For more information, go to ksat.com. If I'm on the couch, I'm going to be watching TV, so not a good idea.
It's easy to do.
Yeah.
All right, 77 degrees right now, 81 the high temperature today. We'll have a chance for storms overnight. We'll keep an eye on that. Make sure you have your KSAT weather app. We'll alert you if there's stuff going on, if there's any sort of warnings or anything like that. We'll let you know. 80 tomorrow, and then some decent chances for rain as we work towards the weekend, and some cooler temperatures too, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right, we just got a report. The letter has been sent to parents at NEISD and NISD. School canceled till April, SAISD and NEISD, that school's closed till April 3rd through the 6th.
SA Live never closed. It starts right
now.
Well, St. Patrick's Day is upon us, and we have the Irish Cultural Society here to tell us how you can experience Ireland right here in San Antonio.
And if you're home with the little ones looking for something to do, we have some easy craft ideas that you can try with your little ones today on St. Patrick's Day.
And we take a look at one of the oldest pubs on the Riverwalk. Yes, this is SA Live. I'm Fiona Gorostiza.
I'm Jen Spies-Chesky in for my Ghost Page today. I know a lot of things may be canceled. We're trying to keep the spirit up here and bringing the green to you, giving you some ideas. Maybe it's a good time, those educational moments at home, to teach your kids a little lesson.
Yes, and speaking of a little educational moment, we know a lot of people are thinking about hand sanitizer right now, and we had Adina Anderson on to teach us how to make it yesterday, and that story is on our website, salive.com.
That's right, and if you don't make your own hand sanitizer, make sure it's 3 parts of 99% isopropyl alcohol. I probably said that wrong, I apologize, and 1 part aloe vera. So once mixed, your hand sanitizer should be 60 to 95% alcohol for it to be effective, and that is according to the CDC. So very important information, just in case. We want to make sure you guys make it the right way at home.
Yes. And again, that recipe story contains a link to the CDC and the recipe. It's on our website, salive.com. All right, well, back to St. Patty's Day. Today on the show, we have everything Irish.
That's right. So from traditional Irish recipes to some dancing, we have the Inish Free School of Irish Dancing, and they are here and they are so adorable and they're going to perform for us, right?
Yes, so just so we can bring a little bit of Ireland to your home, take it away.
Wow, what an amazing I mean, I love that shot, seeing how quick their feet are moving. The Inish Free School of Irish Dancing. Amazing job, Lee.
Yes, and we have lead dancer Bailey Quigley here with us. Tell us a little bit about your organization.
So I'm from the Inish Free School of Irish Dance. We have a location here in San Antonio, as well as in Austin, Dallas, Mexico, and New York.
Wow.
So yeah, we're bringing Irish dancing all over the United States and Mexico.
And you don't have to be Irish to compete,
Oh,
correct?
no.
Okay, and tell us about, of course, what they're wearing. Those costumes are incredible.
Yeah, so those are their competition costumes. They get them made individually for them. They're usually made in Ireland, and they're fitted to the particular dancer. So you'll notice they're all unique.
And the age range, like how young can somebody start if they would like to?
We take dancers as young as 3 years old, and there's no age cap, so you can come at any point in your life.
Love that.
How can you become a member?
You just show up. Your first class is free, and if you like it, then stick with it.
Okay, so we've showed up. We're gonna get a little lesson in Irish dance, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna apologize now.
No apologies necessary.
Okay.
Me
So-
too, I'm sorry.
So this is a step called sevens. We usually teach our beginner dancers this first because it's pretty simple. So you're just gonna start with
Okay. Oh.
up with your leg up here,
Okay.
toe to your knee, and then we're gonna step 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you're gonna bring your front leg up and back, 2, 3, up and back, 2, 3.
I like how y'all are staying on me on purpose.
Okay. All right. So one more time.
One more time. It's up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back, 2, 3, and back, 2, 3.
I'm done. Okay.
You took it on.
But this is in faster speed here. This is
Oh yeah, it's a bit faster to music. Yeah.
We have some,
Okay.
wow. I think they speed up the music. It sounds faster. Okay.
7, 5, 6.
Oh, I'm scared.
Ready, and
How about
here
this?
we
This
go. Up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back 2, 3, and back 2, 3. Then you go back 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back 2, 3.
How about we just hop? No?
You can do that. You can do that too.
Oh my gosh.
You did really well. Good job.
This is fun. This is something, I mean, are there YouTube videos out there? So maybe at home?
Sure, yeah,
People are
definitely.
sharing
You
it to
could
your kids today.
you could Google it in practice, maybe.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And people can join. You said first class is free.
Free, yes.
All right. So if
Always
you'd like
give
to
it a
take a
try.
class in the future, the Innisfree School of Irish Dance, they offer weekly classes.
Right.
And you saw how wonderful they are, so you can get to that level. You just got to inquire. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well,
I'm out of
okay.
breath.
I know. I'm out of breath too. Okay, so we're continuing those Irish tradition through those dances. Okay, which brings us to our social question, right?
Yes.
I know,
What are you
it's
doing at
sad that
home?
I'm out of breath right now.
Are you doing an Irish dance? Are you doing a fun craft? We want to know. Share. Please, let's share the positivity today, and I'd love to see what you guys are working on at home. Get creative, right?
Yes. So let us know what that is by tagging us at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll share some of those ideas a little later in the show. Well, while we are all hunkered down at home, or some of you may be, we thought we'd bring some Irish cocktails to you.
Yes. Now, this pub is along the Riverwalk. It's Dirty Nellies. They are still open for business, keeping everything clean. They assure us. We're taking you
Oh, they're
inside.
just trying to embarrass us
Oh my
completely
goodness.
right now.
Okay, we thought you had to see it again, you know? But if you'd like to take a look inside, we're gonna give you the full experience. You don't have to leave your home inside Dirty Nellies. No more dancing. Stop playing that.
Stop that.
Dirty Nellies, it's the first bar on the Riverwalk compared to everybody that's down here now. There was bars here before us, but they've all moved out and been taken over by bigger concerns. So compared to everybody on the Riverwalk right now, we're the first ones down here. Dirty Nellies is part of the Hilton chain, and this is the Hilton Palacio del Rio, the oldest major hotel on the Riverwalk. We were here before everybody else. And basically, it's because of this bar and this hotel is why everybody else came down here, because they saw the potential. And this is San Antonio Rivers Walk has been here for a long time. It got redone in the mid-30s and 40s to what it looks like now. But it really got popular when they built Hemisphere across the street. And that's when they lit up the Riverwalk and made everybody front it as opposed to butt up to it. And that's when things really changed. Basically, it's peanuts shells everywhere and our entertainment. Right now we have 4 piano players, singers. In Ireland, the pubs over there kind of divided by each table. Here we've just made it one big room because of the piano players, so it's more of a group thing here. We serve more beer than anything else, but we serve a lot of mixed drinks also, but I mean beer is probably the number one. Irish pub, you gotta have Guinness. And the other drink that comes with Guinness is the half and half. You've got Harp, which is an Irish lager made by Guinness, and Guinness on top. And then we have our ever special green beer, only served on St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is usually our busiest day of the year. There's a few times that it's been beat by big bowl games or something, but it's the one holiday you do business from beginning to end as opposed to only in the evening. So we get a good crowd here and they all rush in as soon as we open wanting green beer. Of course, the fun thing is halfway through the day, the good-looking blondie comes up and smiles at you. She's got green teeth, so it kind of... This is the Nutty Irishman, which is real popular here, which is a small amount of Kahlua, Frangelico, and this is Bailey's Irish Cream on top with coffee. And then we'll top it off with whipped cream. Give it a little cherry on top. The hotel was built in '68. They opened this bar in September of '74. The world didn't charge in immediately, so they sold it to the hotel early in '75. And after they sold it to the hotel, this bar started selling more alcohol per square foot than any place else in the state.
Still ahead on SA Live St. Patrick's Day show, the Irish Cultural Society brings a bit of the Emerald Isle to San Antonio. How they're sharing the Irish culture, that's coming up.
And next, staying in with the kids, no problem. Jen Tobias Trusky is here with St. Patrick's Day activities for the family. Keep it right here on SA Live.
Welcome back to SA Live, St. Patrick's Day show. So if you're home right now looking for something to do with the little ones, we've got you covered. I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old. For those of you that don't know, so I put them to work yesterday, and these are just a few ideas with things that I had around the house. First thing, this could be a fun tradition that you start, Fiona, over there. Hello, over there.
Yes, hello. With these right here.
So something so simple. I like to buy the batter that all you have to do is add water to it. So you have that, and then if you have green food coloring, you just mix it all together with the green food coloring. If you don't have green, of course, the blue and yellow.
I was going to say, you remember the rule.
Yes, blue and yellow.
Yep.
And that's very important for this mom because my son always refers to these as Hulk pancakes. So we might have a little bit too much batter. So I always need green, but just in case, I've learned, yes, the blue and yellow will work. And so I have these little cookie cutters, which I found a fun little hack because sometimes those inexpensive ones can kind of hurt the hands, but no need to worry because we have the little oven mitt that you can just put right on top of that and punch out your shamrock. And then I looked through my cabinet and I had the little pot from the Witch's Brew from Halloween, but of course that can also be, look how pretty that is, Fiona, good job. And then
But I love this right here,
the
which
pot
was
of gold. Yes.
your cauldron from Halloween
So
is
why
now
not? Yes.
the pot of gold.
Yes, and then so this is something you can do tonight, maybe for dinner, but if not, save this as a tradition for next year because I know the kids love this. Now we have whipped cream there for you, Fiona. You can put your 2 cute little pancakes on top and then top it off with your, because those look good. You did a great job. You see how sad mine looks? And then we top off with whipped cream and then also Lucky Charms, if you have them.
Why not?
Yes, why not? And this is just so fun.
Look at how
and
fun
it's
that
the
is.
presentation, they'll walk up and be like, oh, let's dig into these. So,
Oh, it looks so
perfect.
fun to eat too. I mean, they're green pancakes.
Right. I mean, and even your cutouts look good. You see that? Look at that. I mean, I love it. So moving on, this activity got a little messed up as I was transporting it, but my little boy Rai Rai made this one last night. It kept him busy.
For how long?
For 30 minutes.
That's an awesome 30
And
minutes. That's an episode of a show.
Yes, yes. And he, strategically had to put each color. So we can put some glue and simple glue or hot glue, whatever you have. This is why we're having to get it out of there because that is all that I had in my little craft cabinet.
That's because they are going to town with crafts,
Yes,
right?
yes, and glue is also used in slime, which I can't stand. Most of you moms out there know what I'm talking about. So we'll get the glue going, and then you just pick the color, and so this is all I have left from my Fruit Loops at home. So just pick the color. If you don't have Fruit Loops, hey, use a different kind of cereal. Fruity Pebbles will work.
And I like what you said earlier, which was you told him to kind of pick a color for each row
Yes,
and
yes.
make straight a line as possible. And look at him right there having so much fun.
Yes, there they were last night going to town. Now Julia did not want to do the Fruit Loops. She's 7. She's like, no, that's for Rai Rai. But she decided to go ahead and cut up some construction paper, as you see there, and make her own rainbow. Now this could be good for older kids because, yes, again, it got a little ruined there. But you can put your name there. And Julia had fun because, of course, she's better with the scissors. So she had fun putting this together there. Another fun activity this is so simple. I know we're keeping our distance, which feels so awkward. So we have these little leprechaun beards that you can make. You see? Where are you, John? Oh, there you are. So the kids can take their photos and share them. Please tag us at SA Live, KSAT. And it's so simple because, like you see Fiona doing there, she just cuts the plate, and then we had a Sharpie, but if you have any orange paint, then of course you have to make the leprechaun's hair nice and orange. Rai Rai decided to add a gold coin to his, and Julia made her little hat with construction paper that we had lying around at the house. And again, you can have some fun memories and take photos and share them and tag us, like I said, Facebook or Twitter.
Totally.
Yes, and that took him time too, my little 5-year-old took a little bit of time. Again, keep him busy. You look great, Fiona. Keep him busy with that. So yeah, and then you saw earlier the fairy garden. So again, I just went to the yard and see what we have, and you add the magical rainbow, and then of course unicorns, the gold coins. And again, I'm just that mom with all kinds of things in the closet. So use what you have. That's always my advice. This is really fun because we're all about. We showed our dance moves earlier, but just make some shamrocks on construction paper. Fiona, you can try it out over there, and why not do a fun game?
I love this. This is musical shamrocks.
Musical
Jen.
shamrocks. Go to town there.
I can use the steps we learned earlier.
She's good.
From the Irish dance, although I'm not doing it justice. I know. 4,
No, you're
5,
pretty
6,
good.
7, right? And you kick 1, 2, 3.
That was the move. 7
1,
sevens
2,
or something.
3. And I'm trying to go backwards. That's too advanced for me right now.
There
But I
you
love
go.
that. But what I love about all these ideas is that a lot of this, parents like you
Yes.
probably already have at home. You
Yes.
don't have to go out to get any of them if you don't want to.
This is the time to get creative, but also to a learning experience, like we've been saying throughout the show, and fun time to get involved and keep them busy off the gadgets. I always say, stay off those gadgets.
Yes, off the grid.
But send us your ideas. I continue to encourage you to do that because I could always use more. Please, yes.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Jen.
no problem.
All right, still ahead. Local Irish band St. James's Gate performs music on authentic Irish instruments. You don't want to miss this. That's a little later in the show.
And next on SA Live, a wee bit of Ireland. Brought to San Antonio, the Irish Cultural Society tells us about the history of local Irish community. That's next on SA Live. Well, if you love St. Patrick's Day and would like to know a wee bit more about the Irish heritage and traditions, maybe you're looking into visiting Ireland someday, I would sure love to go. The San Antonio Irish Cultural Society has all the information you need to know. Jane McDaniel, the president of the Irish Cultural Society, is here. So I didn't even know this existed. So excited. Just talking to you earlier, I'm learning so much about the culture. So welcome. And
Thank you.
tell me about the society.
Well, it was founded about 45 years ago by priests and nuns here in San Antonio. There's a big contingent of Irish people around here. It goes back to Mexican times where the Irish would go and fight other people's battles. There's even a San Patricio County in South Texas. Last census, roughly 42 million Irish live in the States. That's going back 3 generations. And I think around St. Patrick's Day, everybody likes to call themselves Irish.
Of course.
So the Irish Cultural Society was founded to propagate the mission of, well, its mission was to propagate Irish culture, Irish influence on Texas, technology, society, culture. And we've got it in spades, you know. We've got it in spades. Irish culture goes back 40,000 years. The stories say that we came from the Ark. I'm not sure if that's true, but our language is really, really old. Céad Míle Fáilte is what we say. 100,000 welcomes. Céad Míle Fáilte.
I love that.
Yes.
And the society, you brought some really neat things here. Let's talk about what you have here.
Well, I brought the flag, which is most important, and we always hang it on St. Patrick's Day. It is green, white, and gold. Now, there's a different flag. This is for the Republic of Ireland. There's a different flag for the north of Ireland, which is the 6 counties, which belongs to England. We're hoping to get it back someday. It's green, white, and orange because of the orange group that they have up there. The green, white, and gold, they're the Irish colours. If you go across the countryside, everything is green. You land down in Shannon or wherever you land and come in over the countryside and you see all these little fields that are different shapes and sizes, and they're green as
Lots
heck.
of green, so beautiful. You said there were a few films that were even shot.
Yes, Star Wars, I think, and Braveheart. I'm not quite sure if it was made there.
Somewhere around there,
Yeah,
I heard,
Yeah, on TV today there will be a lot of Irish films.
Yes.
So Irish fishermen are the ones who. Ireland is basically a country of beef and fish. So these are the currachs, which the men used to go fishing. They do have larger boats, but this was what they used in those days. A lot of that. So the Irish. Aran patterns, which people talk about and like to wear, these are they. And the fishermen originally did the knitting. There are stories to all of these. There are mainly ropes. This one, for example, is knitted in memory of the people who went to America. It's an uneven number of stitches. The one in the center is Ireland, goes up, straight up. That's the heart. And these are knitted in memory of the people who left and went to America and didn't come back.
Wow.
Yeah.
So much detail.
Yeah.
How can somebody join the society? Do they have to be Irish?
No, they don't have to be Irish at all. They just have to feel Irish, and there's a lot of people doing that.
Especially today.
Yeah, we have about 120 members.
Okay.
And it's fairly constant. We do a lot of things. We have a scholarship which we give to high school kids, $1,000 every year. Last year it was 2 scholarships. We do an Irish Heritage Day once a year on the last Sunday in February. And that's an afternoon, a free afternoon of Irish dance and music and storytelling and an Irish high tea. We're big on tea. This is a tea caddy. Irish women used to lock their tea away in tea caddies. This belonged to my great-great-great-great-grandmother.
Wow.
And we drink more tea than the English, and they're known for drinking their tea. This is an Irish teapot. Irish tea it's a balm for everything. Yeah,
Got it. And then
is.
also the music, which I know Fiona is over there and she's going to get a lesson. And tell me what that drum is called over there.
It's called the Bodhran. Bodran, Bodhran.
And it looks pretty simple to play, but I think she's going to get a lesson over there.
Yeah, I mean, the beat
Yeah.
definitely goes on for Mark Stone here. He is with the local Irish band St. James's Gate. And what exactly is this drum called?
It's called a Bodhran, as
Okay.
Jane said. It's spelled Bodhran. Every time through an H after a consonant in Irish usually changes the spelling. This is the oldest drum I have. This is made by the late great Charlie Byrne in Tipperary. And it's goat. And this one you can see the Celtic dog from the Book of Kells is decorated. And this one was made, the Bodhran maker in the United States is actually in Austin.
Okay, all right. Well, let's have you play us out to our commercial break here. Thank you so much. Well, for more information on the San Antonio Irish Cultural Society, head to our website, salive.com, and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab.
Well, so interesting. Still ahead, a traditional Irish meal that you may not be familiar with. It smells so good, and you can even make it from home. Can't wait to try it. That's coming up.
And next, Irish music from the comfort and safety of your own home. A performance by the local Irish band St. James's Gate when SA Live continues.
Today is the prestigious traditional Irish music band St. James Gate. The band formed in 1982 and was one of the first Irish music groups to emerge in San Antonio during that time. Now they have won the All-Ireland Music Competition for Instrumental Group, and they were the first American band to win that award ever. After a long hiatus, the band rejoined in 2019, and they are here now to perform the traditional Irish music for everyone watching at home. Take it away. Great job, guys. For more information on St. James Gate, you can head to salive.com and click the As Seen on SA Live tab, and more from them a little later in the show. Next on SA Live, Fiona makes a traditional Irish recipe, and I'm excited to give it a try. I can smell the deliciousness. You're watching SA Live.
Look who is here in Market Square. We spotted the jalapeno, of course, and the puppy taco. Hanging out here in Market Square. You never know who you're
You never know who you meet in San Antonio.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Jane McDaniel, of course, is back, president of the San Antonio Irish Cultural Society, for a traditional Irish recipe, and we're looking at it right here. Tell us what that is.
It's ugly as pot, you know, when you look at it, it's just potatoes. It's it's half potatoes and half mashed potatoes and half grated potatoes with a bit of salt and pepper and some baking powder. And Fiona's going to grate the potato, which is the fun part. You use the whole skin, and it's just put in the pan and fried to a golden color on each side.
And that's the thing, is you use grated potatoes and, as you mentioned,
And mashed potatoes,
and half
yeah.
mashed potatoes.
Yeah,
We're
just
gonna
mix
put that
them up in
here.
the pot.
And the reason it's potatoes is why?
It's because the Irish eat a lot of potatoes, you know, and we have the best potatoes. They're floury, they're gorgeous, and there's so many hundreds, millions of different ways you can cook a potato. Now, those potatoes have turned a bit brown because they were grated a while back.
Right.
Don't put the whole lot in because the bottom is starch. My mother used to use that to stiffen my father's collars. Yeah.
So we're going to mix
Just
this together.
mix it up, put a bit of flour in there to bind it together.
Okay, we have that in there.
Yeah, we have some
already.
flour here.
Okay.
Just throw in a bit. There is a recipe, you know,
Right.
it's exactly. But anyway, it can be eaten then with either butter, which is the nicest, or and a bit of salt on it, or you can put some lemon curd on it, or some orange marmalade, or just some sugar or some maple syrup. There you go. Some pepper. And we put the baking powder in already. It comes out the other end.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. And an egg. Don't forget the egg.
There we go. And then all
Mix
this
the whole
mixed
lot together. Yeah.
Okay.
There
And
you
so
go.
the
You'll
history,
need a bit more flour now because that's very wet.
Yes. And so the history behind this, you know, besides the fact that I
Yeah.
mean, they just ate a lot of potatoes, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
That was a staple.
Well, at one time, every man, woman, and child ate 8 pounds of potatoes in Ireland. It was their main staple. We're basically a fish and beef country, but not everybody could afford to eat meat every day. And those who ate fish were the ones who lived by the sea, or lived by rivers or lakes. So people ate what they could grow in their garden. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's about
then
ready to go in the
this-
pan.
So we put this in the pan and it goes for about how long?
For about 3 minutes on either side until it's golden.
Okay.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
There
Oh
we
boy.
go. Well, that was
We can
easy.
give you a
And,
job.
know,
Make sure the fat is spread around a bit first. Yeah, there you go. Flatten it out a bit.
Flatten it out.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh. Okay, so that's going to go for a little bit, and then
Yeah.
the finished product, of course,
Yeah.
is right there.
Is right there. It's usually cut into 4 quarters, and then you eat it with whatever. I like it with onions in it. It's really nice with onions in it.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you mentioned also
Yeah.
marmalade and
Marmalade or lemon curd or whatever you have in the house. We usually tell stories when we tell it, you know, so when we cook it. So, because the Irish, we talk all the while. We have a storytelling group here in San Antonio called the San Antonio Storytellers, which we meet every month on the first Wednesday of the month, and we talk and talk
Right.
and tell stories. But Ireland is known for its talk.
Right. Yes, and thank you so much. We're going to definitely
Flamos.
sample some of that.
Yeah.
Well, you can check out this boxy recipe on our website so you can make it at home. Just head to salive.com. Jane McDaniel, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, after the break, a sound session with a traditional Irish band. Stay right here on SA Live.
From New York, sold it by Machine Durkin. I'm sick and tired of working. No more I'll dig the praties no longer.
Well, it's time for some more traditional Irish music. St. James Gate is here. Again, that band started in 1982, and they have another song for you right now. Take it away.
In the days when I was courting, I was never tired resorting to the alehouse or the playhouse or many a house beside. I told my brother Seamus I'd go off and be right famous. Before I'd return again, I'd roam the world wide. So goodbye, Machine Durkin, I'm sick and tired of working. No more I'll dig the praties, no longer I'll be fooled. Choose my name is Connie, I'll be off to California. And instead of digging praties, I'll be digging lumps of gold. Well, I've dated girls in Blarney, Kentucky and Killarney, and Passage and in Queenstown, which is the Cobra Court. Goodbye to all this pleasure, for I'm off to seek me leisure. And the next time that you hear from me, will be a letter from New York. So goodbye, Machine Durkin, I'm sick and tired of working. No more I'll dig the praties, no longer I'll be fooled. Sure as my name is Connie, I'll be off to California. And instead of digging praties, I'll be digging lumps of gold. Take it, Popeye. Goodbye to all the boys at home. I'm sailing far across the foam. I'm off to seek me fortune in far America. There's golden money plenty for the poor and for the gentry. And when I return again, they never more will say, oh, goodbye, Machine Durkin, I'm sick and tired of working. No more I'll dig the praties, no longer I'll be fooled. Sure as my name is Carney, I'll be off to California. And instead of digging praties, I'll be digging lumps of gold.
Thank you guys so much. And you want to be sure to support local bands during this time. Venues are shut down, and that means most of them are out of work. So a lot of them are performing on Facebook and Instagram, and as I'm sure many of you have seen. So they're asking for donations. SALive.com for more information. Tomorrow on SA Live, break a sweat from home. Yep, there's no excuses. We're going to show you some news that you can do while you're there at home. And here's why. Because if you want a cheat meal, we're going to show you how to make some over-the-top milkshakes. Yep, this will be fun with the kids. All that and more tomorrow on SA Live. Stay with us.
All right, well, one thing that you noticed that folks are doing in your neighborhood, right?
Yes, the Burnie Neighborhood website shared a template, which I think is really cool. You can go put it on your elderly neighbors' doors, write your name and your number, and let them know that you're there for them. They're not on social media.
Yeah.
My grandpa, my grandma, I know they're watching, but we want to help them out, so pass it along.
Yes, great idea, and we will see you tomorrow at 1. Oh no, oh yeah, this is happening.